Hi everybody, welcome to my Hillside Urban Garden French Country edition. So today we're going to tackle this very old hydrangea behind me. As you can see, especially up there, there's a lot of dead branches and it hasn't been trimmed back, I would say at least between maybe 5 and 7 years. So I think that even though we can see that it's got some buds on it already, that we can actually trim back a lot of the dead and not only make it look better, but help it be healthier as well, to put a little bit more strength into the blooms themselves. So let's take a closer look and see what kind of shape it's in. So here is the hydrangea. I am guessing that it's about 8 feet tall. And you can see the condition that it's in. And it overall, I think that it's pretty healthy. But it does have a lot of these rather old branches that do have some growth here. So I think if we kind of get back into here and cut it back, it's going to allow some of this newer growth to flourish and get big. So I think we are going to have to sacrifice some blooms for a better plant overall. We'll do the same thing up there. So I'm going to get as many as I can. I have to get a ladder up there, so I might not get those today. I think it's above my height. But for now, we're going to go through here, and I'm going to try to cut these back, and we'll see how it looks. I already have taken a before picture, so we'll show what it's like at the end. Oh, there's a nice little fern down here. So there we go. This is my 8-foot hydrangea, and let's get started with the trim back. So you can see when we get a little bit closer, I've got my trimmers here, and this goes all the way down here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to sacrifice this branch right here. It does have some little bit of some growth on it, but this is one old branch. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to make my first cut. You can see that you can always make a second cut later if you want. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes you got to make a cut in order to get as close as you can. So I'm just going to take my trimmers and squeeze and cut. All right, and we'll just remove that. It's kind of involved in there. There we go. So that is our first cut on our hydrangea. So let's get started and let's do the rest. Okay. So I'm going to use 2 different cutters today. I've got my my long ones and just my regular hand cutters here, because some of the branches that are old might be tough to cut. So I'm going to start with these, but I may have to use these every once in a while. So we'll put them down here. All right, let's get started. I'll kind of talk when I'm doing it, tell you what I'm thinking when doing here. So remember I said you can make several cuts. So like this branch here, it's got a lot of dead on it. I'm just going to cut as I go here. There we go. And I'm going to follow this one back as far as I can. I see some new growth back there. So if I see new growth coming off, I'll cut right at the top of that. Look at that. I think it's already looking better. Look at that. So just keep going. Just look for the dead. This one here, nice new growth. I see some growth there, cut right above that. Look at that. It's already looking better. Okay. You can see, just by cutting back the dead, how it's kind of going to open it up, and we're going to see there's still a lot more blooms and stuff left. So there's still a lot of cutting to do. So what I'm going to do is that we'll just kind of speed up the video a little bit. It's a little bit boring. But if you have any additional questions, let me know. So I'm just going to go through here and I'll follow the dead down and see if I can get them all cleaned up. We'll see you in a minute at the end. So you can see it's already looking so much better, right? So you can see, even though I have cut a lot of branches, right? And some big branches, and we've made some sacrifices, which is very difficult. But look, it still looks like maybe we hadn't trimmed it, because now what it's doing is has revealed all the more younger blooms coming up. So I think that it's going to, I know it's going to have a great bloom this year. It'll now be able to put more energy into having maybe some nicer, bigger flowers. But so I hope that you enjoyed this video today. Now what I'm going to do is I'll post a picture at the end, what it looks like when it's completely done. Because I have a hard time reaching those ones at the top, so that's kind of going to be a little challenge for me. But so if you've got an old hydrangea, you moved into a new house, you're not sure what to do, even when it's got the buds on it already, you can go ahead and trim a lot of the dead or the old looking branches off. Really the prime time to do this is when it does not have its leaves, which I usually do, somewhere around beginning of spring. Because the beginning of spring is going to be here. It's going to be like April or maybe even March. But you can start seeing the swelling of the buds, and then you kind of cut above that. So that's optimum to do it at that time. But we did not really have that opportunity this year because we were not here at that time. So I think now, because there's so much dead on it, go ahead and do it. The plant will be happier for it. Give it some fertilizer and a good little soak, and you can really have a beautiful plant. So I'm just gonna finish cleaning it up, and I'll post a picture at the end. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And remember, everybody, when you're in the garden, be safe. Always wear your hat and your sunscreen. Thanks for watching. Bye. Well, I had to do a little video because look how beautiful it turned out. Isn't that just lovely? You see, I was able to get most of the stuff at the top, but look at that. It looks very healthy now. The light can now get in where the dead branches were blocking it, and I think that we're going to have a good year bloom on this year. And also show you, look at the pile that came off of it. Oh my goodness. And you can see how much dead there really was in there. So we really did the plant a favor, and I think it's going to pay off tremendously. So there you go. Bye, everyone.